this is our first look at the Parkside Torx and Allen wrench sets, or the hex wrench sets. These are both 10 pieces and come in at the low price of $4.99 a piece. That is £5 for these. The Allens are made of chrome vanadium, and the Torx are made out of S2 steel. I kind of wish they weren't made out of S2 steel, but there's nothing inherently wrong with S2. It's just going to be a little bit more brittle than chrome vanadium, at least in my experience. So let's start with the Allens. Now, to be fair, these handles, I hate them, and I'm debating on getting rid of it, but I haven't made a complete decision yet. Another thing with this one in particular is it's the tightest handle I've ever come into contact with. Like, you can pull it out slightly, but it's so tight, and then if you try to loosen it, it doesn't work properly. So I had to modify this heavily in order for it to work properly. So let's get this over and show you what I had to do. And even then, it's still hard. So I had to cut so much plastic out of this. I think it was, I don't remember exactly where it was, but I trimmed it all the way down to here. I believe it was like there-ish. Like maybe there. Like I trimmed a lot, and then I trimmed the edges. It's just this is poorly sized for this. It's just so bad. I had to trim it. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm not pulling this enough, but again, this is really difficult to pull. And I loosened it up, and again, it didn't work properly. So it's like, it's so difficult. And the other sizes aren't as bad. The 9 was a little bit difficult as well, or the 8. I don't remember. One of them, the 6. One of them was kind of difficult, probably the 9. But like, I had to make it essentially. I had to make it for them. I had to correct it for them, and it doesn't look pretty, but it works a lot better now, and is easier to get into than it was. The Allens on the other, the Allens themselves are honestly pretty good. I prefer my Allens to be made out of chrome molybdenum, but chrome vanadium is nothing to be ashamed of. Chrome vanadium's good. I just prefer chrome molybdenum. It's slightly softer than chrome vanadium, but that's okay. They're very good for different things. They have a ball end, or as I've heard some people over here call a knuckle, that allows you to adjust and tighten things at a slight angle. And honestly, they're really long. So my hands are about 4 inches across. So that's them about as flat as I can. So that's probably another 2 inches. So that's probably about 10-inch wrench there, which is pretty good for the 10 mil. And it has pretty good sizes. It has a 10, 9, 8, a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.5, 2, and 1.5. No 7, I guess. 7 is not the lucky number today. But decent sizes, and the really good lengths too. I do think that it's a little bit too long for this thin of a hex, but um, we'll see. We'll see if I ever encounter one that small and manage to break this thing. But I kind of doubt I will. And I'm expecting pretty good things from the Allens. This though, I hate. They need to fix this. The Torx wrench, on the other hand, or the star bits, if depending on who you're talking to, is a different story. It actually fits in here a lot better, because it's round and easier to get into. However, that does mean that there's a little bit of wiggle on the end, but that's okay. But it just makes it a little bit more weird when using it like a T-handle, and it feels like it might break because of that, because I don't trust plastic to hold all that much weight. And again, it also pretty long compared to others. And sorry, I just have to look. The short sides are tamper-proof, but the long sides are not, which kind of sucks. I kind of wish they had tamper-proofed both of them, but I guess they figure if it's tamper-proof, you're really not going to be digging all that far into it anyway. Or potentially you need more torque for it, depending on what it is. And the sizes are 50, 45, 40, 30, 27, 25, 20, 15, 10, and 9. So pretty decent coverage there as well. Think they probably should have gone down to an 8, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there. But yeah, most standard sizes are 25, 20, and apparently 27's pretty popular here. So yeah, pretty good. And S2 steel is okay. Nothing wrong with it. It is a hard metal, often used for knives or bits. So it's good, and it will usually last a long time. However, S2 steel can be brittle, and so can chrome vanadium, to be fair, but S2 is a little bit more brittle than chrome vanadium. It is probably stronger than chrome vanadium, but the more strength a steel has, usually the more brittle it is. It's weird to think about, but it's kind of how it works. Yeah, it's just odd. But yeah, these are honestly pretty good. I like them. I like both of them. The lengths are fantastic. The feel of the metals are good. I think they went a little too small on the Allens for the length, and the Torx is fine. Plastic needs work, but other than that, I am looking forward to using these and testing them and reviewing them in the future.